Guys, so I wanted to make a video response to the most recent Jump In podcast episode, specifically regarding about how if you try to cancel Ken's stand-like kick in the uppercut too slowly, that the uppercut will come out even if the stand-like kick whiffs. And that's mainly because the stand-like kick recovers fast enough to where by the time you're hitting the punch button for the uppercut, the game will think that you're trying to do a raw uppercut, and that's where the uppercut comes out. So the solution that was suggested on the podcast was to do the punch button instantaneously as Ken's stand-like kick recovers, right? So either you have to do this really fast, make sure that the uppercut doesn't come out because you're hitting it slowly, right? But sometimes, it's not you're sometimes not going to be able to hit the punch button fast enough. Maybe because you're physically fatigued and you're not like putting all that energy to make sure that the uppercut doesn't come quick, and sometimes you'll get that, right? So my alternative solution to make sure that your uppercut doesn't come out on a whiff stand-like kick is, rather than doing the button, then the DP motion, then the punch, right, to get that whole stand-like kick canceled into uppercut, instead you can do the motion first, and then you drum between punch to kick. Alright, sorry, from kick to punch. I got that mixed up. But the concept is that you do the motion of the special that you want to have as the end result. Then you drum between the button that you want to use in neutral to cancel into your special. So in this case for Ken, if you do it fast enough, you do DP motion, drum from punch. Okay. So when you do it in real time, you're gonna get this, right? DP motion, drum from kick to punch. You can do it super fast, as long as you make sure you don't accidentally plink from light kick to fierce punch, because if you do, then you're gonna get a raw uppercut. So as long as you drum the motion, you can be pretty slow on this. Like, you can be even slower than you normally would from the traditional method, right? So you can do this really, really slow. Right, really slow. And you can see, it doesn't come out when the stand-like kick whiffs. Next, you are going to get the special cancel. This is great when you're using it in neutral because, one, you're masking the input for a fireball, so it makes your opponent think that you're going to throw a fireball, which makes them more likely to jump. And if you have your anti-airs on point, then you can get a medium punch uppercut or a crouching fierce, depending if it's like a cross-up angle and you want to cover that sort of space. You're making sure that your uppercut will not come out on a whiffed stand-like kick because you're not doing it fast enough. You can do this even slower. You can save yourself like physical energy to make sure that you're getting a more reliable method to minimizing the error of having a raw uppercut come out. And this is great because Ken's stand-like kick is a great tool to cover the space in front of him in case of potential dash-ins. Or those another alternative to whiff punching, consistent, reliable, and accurate to make sure that stand-like kick into uppercut doesn't have the uppercut come out on whiff. Besides those two instances when I plinked it by accident, right? So that's the only other risk. But it's easier to make sure that you don't plink your buttons rather than making sure that you get the motion in super, super fast, right? More consistent, more reliable. You're saving yourself the physical, physical fatigue, right? When you're playing, the neutral game or using Ken's stand-like kick into uppercut as a whiff punishing tool or as a punch in general. But yeah, this is my alternative solution to making sure that uppercuts do not come out on whiff. This concept can be applied for anyone, such as, in this case for Ryu. You can do double close circle forward and then drum from stand-like kick into fierce punch to make sure that the Ryu's critical art doesn't come out even after a whiffed stand-like kick. Very consistent, very reliable. But yeah, hopefully this alternative method helps. And so, and to make sure that you don't get those raw uppercuts and not have to eat a crush counter for massive damage and potential corner carry depending on, your matchup. So hope this helps. Share this if you think that this will help anyone else that's also having, similar issues such as this. And yeah, hope this helps.